Thanks for joining me. In this video, I'd like to call this Kathy's Java Chat. Just some things I've been thinking about, and I thought that, we'd go ahead and we'd chat a little bit. Let's see, some things I've been thinking about in 2019 before January is completely over. I've decided after much thought that I ordered a rosary from the UK, so I'm waiting for that to arrive. And the only way I have to communicate with the seller is through Facebook Messenger. So once that arrives, I've decided that I'm deleting my Facebook account. The majority of threads, in my opinion, now this is for me, the majority of threads, in my opinion, that come across Facebook and from friends that you belong to, and you see the things that they post and ads and whatnot, to me, the majority of them are extremely negative and controversial. Very rarely do I see really positive or enriching information or anything coming across. But the only thing that I would say is truly helpful is people's birthdays, when it lets you know, some so-and-so's birthday's today or tomorrow or something like that. That's helpful. But other than that, I just feel like there's such a disconnect. I really can't stand Facebook. I got it when I was a realtor, and that's when I signed up in 2014 for Facebook. I've never had, that before, and I never missed it. And I've just decided once I receive my rosary from the UK that's being special order or specially made for me, I'm deleting my Facebook. I don't feel it's relevant or important to have, I enjoy looking at Pinterest for ideas, but I'm not really interacting with anybody. I'm getting ideas, looking at things, reading blogs, looking at photos of stuff for inspiration. Something else that I'm also doing this year is I'm ridding myself of toxic people, like non-diagnosed narcissists and sociopaths, or anybody that is just constantly one-sided, self-centered. They don't think about anyone else's needs or what their actions or whatever might be doing to someone else, or they call you and you don't really get along with them anyway, so you're not really in close contact with them regularly by any means, and they call you and you're playing phone tag trying to call them back so that they don't think that you're ignoring them. And when you finally make contact, they talk over you. You get 1.5 words out and they bulldoze over you verbally. And so you be quiet. And this happens like 4 or 5 times within the conversation. Finally, you have to start screaming in the phone and say, by the way, a conversation is 2 people, not 1 person. Otherwise, you might as well stand in the bathroom, hold your cell phone up, look at yourself in the mirror, and carry on a conversation with yourself. Because that's essentially what you're doing when you bulldoze over somebody else and you're not speaking and they're listening, and then when you shut up to take a breath, then the other person gets to speak and you listen. A lot of people, I'm noticing nowadays, do not have the interaction skills anymore with all the electronics and the media and the me. I'm going to post about me. I'm going to post about me. I think we're all getting, as a society across this world, I think we're losing the gift of how to diplomatically carry on conversation. I think we're forgetting how to just show another human being just the common courtesy and the common respect of just another human being. It doesn't mean that you have to love them or think, they're the most awesome person in the world, or, if we have difference of opinions, people are attacking and verbally insulting and wrecking your evening when you're watching a movie, minding your own business, not talking to anybody on any social media platform, and all of a sudden they text you something and you're like, huh? And you're thinking, oh, they must have sent that by accident. And then you're like, I don't get it. And then they text back and they just start, text bombing you, and pretty soon it's turning into an argument and over politics, or, and you're like, well, I agree on the initial problem being a problem, but I don't have the same philosophies, same thought process, same opinions as you do, so we best just agree to disagree and move on from there. And they're hell-bent on continuing to drag it up, and, they're instigating a fight. They want to fight. And it's ridiculous. They're willing to lose a friendship over differences of political parties, which we're not even a difference of political party. I'm not Democrat or Republican. I don't care if the person that's running for president is a Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the quality of a person they are. Are they full of BS? Are they just flapping at the mouth and promising this and promising that, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and we're going to get this and we're going to get that, and it's all BS just to get them in to the presidential White House seat? I don't like people like that. I want someone that's genuine. I want people around me in day-to-day life that are genuine people. They're not compulsive liars. They're not manipulators. They're not unthoughtful to where my feelings, my thoughts, my time that I'm spending, on them, whether it's on a phone call or whether it's in a text that they've texted me or whether they come over to visit, whatever it is, if there is not mutual respect for my feelings, my thoughts, my opinions, and they don't have to agree, I don't have a problem with anyone not agreeing with me. I do have a problem, however, with everyone just being out for each other's jugular veins and people not having even just basic societal interaction skills anymore. It's truly sad and heartbreaking. It really is. It's just devastating to see people becoming so disconnected with other people. And you know that they know how to do it, because if they didn't, it would affect your job. But because you're getting the greenback from showing up at your job, people shut their mouths. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? People are showing self-control when they're at work because they're getting that greenback, and that's what everyone goes to work for every day. But if it's outside of work where you're getting that greenback, nobody seems to have self-control anymore, and it's ridiculous. I mean, I can totally see why so many people are becoming recluses, moving up in the mountains, moving into the woods, moving, to Alaska, or, and becoming recluses. A recluse where you're tired of all the crap, trying to be a friend, trying to have a friend, trying to be family, trying to have family. It gets to be too much. So, long-winded story, make a long story short, I'm cleaning house of people. I've already cleaned of a friend that wasn't much of a friend at all. I'm cleaning house when it comes to specific family members that do not have a clue what family is. They don't know how to show mutual respect just as human to human. It's all about them. They're constantly lying, manipulating, and then they turn around, and of course the typical narcissist is they're the victim, when actually in reality the truth of it all, they're the predator. That's why they're a narcissist. And you'll never find a narcissist walking in willingly to a therapist's office, because they convince themselves throughout their being that they're the innocent victim and it's everybody else. So, yeah. So that's just kind of food for thought. Grab my Java here and we'll have ourselves continued Java talk. What else? What else have I been thinking about this year? I am going to start simplifying. It's going to take a long time and it's going to take a lot of energy, but I'm going to start going through my belongings and size down on my clothes and size down, on all the craft stuff that I have. I'm not getting rid of it all, but I'm going to go through it all and try to minimize it more. I've got lots of glassware that I've collected for years because my intention, a few years ago was that I was going to use it for garden art, but our homestead out here is way too windy all the time. It's like hurricane winds all the time. So there's no way I could put glass outside at all, even if there's nothing for it to actually bang on. The winds out here would just smash it to pieces. So yeah, I need to get rid of a lot of that. I just need to start going through things. This house is so much smaller than the house that we came from that, it's like 20, 30 years of collected things and things that mean a lot to me, but I just don't have the room for it in this place. So minimalization, that's another key thing I'm going to tackle in 2019, besides putting my garden back together and getting the chicken run done so my girls can get outside and get fresh air. I don't let them free range just running around because there's too many predators. We've got coyotes, we've got bald eagles, hawks, vultures, and I've already lost enough with the whole flood and everything of chickens, so that we had toward the end of summer, beginning of fall of 2018. We had a flash flood, so yeah, so I just kind of want to minimalize. I want a clean house and make sure, that I only have people around me, because life's too short. Life's too short for the drama and the dishonesty and the deceit and the manipulation and the mind games. People like that, they don't even understand honestly what the real meaning of life is. They're so wrapped up in all the bull crap that has no meaning, no value, and that's what they hold valuable in their life. And I don't want sucked into that anymore. After you've kind of let someone go that was toxic in your life for many years, as the years click by, you start to forget, why it was sometimes that you had to remove them to begin with from your life. And then just a few seconds of interacting with them, you're like, oh, God, that's why. And then it all comes back to you. You're like, no kidding. That's why I vacated and was like, see you later, alligator. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna try to get back to basics. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna try to. I love reading, like watching the Little House on the Prairie episodes, and I love reading about Pioneer and the pioneers, getting bare land and building from scratch their log cabins and establishing their gardens and getting livestock and chickens eventually, and raising their kids and canning and preserving food, and I love stuff like that. So I got a lot of interest in things that I enjoy reading and learning about. I bought a lot of books for Christmas and even after, just stacks and stacks of books I've gotten off Amazon. I'm not really one that gets into the Kindle books. I like the books that you can hold in your hand, that are tangible, that you can put up on your shelf, and I can read a couple chapters and then put it up, grab another book, read a few chapters, put it up, grab the book that I was reading before, read a few more. That's kind of how I do it. I'm kind of like a hummingbird. I do that with crafting too. I'll start a craft, I won't get completely done with it, I'll start another craft, maybe even another craft, and then I kind of make my rounds until I complete, the 3 different things I got going. I must have a short attention span. That's probably what it is. I need to take a drink of Java. Oh, that's good. I love my coffee. I drink it black and straight. When I first started drinking coffee, I was probably in my mid-30s. And I had to have sugar and creamer and, vanilla creamer, what I'm saying, whipped cream, all that. Ugh, I hate that stuff now. I mean, once in a blue moon, I might get a craving and have maybe 1 cup. And I don't make it super sweet, because I'm not a sugary type of person. I'm more of a salty eater. Like, I love taking green olives out of the jar, popping them in there. I like salt. Salty potato chips. Not healthy, but I like it. Anyway, so I drink coffee straight up. Blackjack coffee. I think for 2019, everyone should take a step back and kind of reevaluate, are you addicted to your cell phone? Are you addicted to Facebook? Are you addicted to Pinterest? Are you addicted to Twitter? Are you addicted, what do you feel is taking you from the real core of who you are and who you're supposed to be? Why God or whoever you believe is your higher power or the universe or whatever, your whole purpose for being here, for being born. I think everybody needs to kind of think about this for 2019 and ground themselves and start conducting themselves with more class, more maturity, showing more respect to people, being more conscientious of other people's feelings and thought processes. If we were all the same and we all had the exact same opinion on every single topic, do you know how boring that would be? I mean, there'd be no point in even talking to anybody because it would just be a replica, a mere replica of yourself. And nobody wants that. I mean, that might be neat for the first week or two, but after that, it would be so boring. That's how we get different ideas, and, different people have special gifts and everyone has something to offer, unless they're just completely a horrific person. It's like that's the differences are what brings us together, gives us ideas. It's like, oh, that's cool, I never thought of that. And and then from there you create onto that and make something absolutely magnificent. So I think I'm going to leave everybody here for now and just say, please be kind to each other. Try to think back to when we were little kids, and I know this all plays part in what era you grew up, but I was born in the 60s, so we used to go play in the neighborhoods around where we lived, and our parents, when they wanted to find out where we were, used to drive around the neighborhoods and look for our bikes in the front yard or with the kickstand down on the sidewalk in front of somebody's house, and that's where they knew their kids were. You can't do that nowadays. Your kid will be sold, in child trafficking, or sadly and scary, end up missing and found dead, or, it's just like people, and the violence and the unthoughtfulness and the unkindness, and, people just don't seem to care about other people anymore. Outside of your immediate family, I'm talking about. So, be good to each other, and I'll see you next video. And if you like this video and these type of topics to kind of sit around and just have a Java talk about, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and sharing, and in the comment section below, let me know what kind of topics you would like me to cover in future videos. What kind of things would you like to hear about and talk about and discuss? Okay guys, have a great day. Blessings.